Welcome to the channel. I'm the Scottish Astrologer, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the final full moon of the year that has been 2020 and the first full moon of the Age of Aquarius, which are one and the same full moon, of course. So this is a very special, powerful and potent full moon, as it takes place, of course, in the zodiac sign tropically of Cancer, which is of course the zodiac sign which the moon rules. And so the moon is most potent and powerful energetically when located here. It even causes the tides to be at their highest point this particular full moon in Cancer annually. And this particular annual full moon is the only full moon of the year when it is actually possible to cut wood for a wand, a proper wand. It needs to be cut at a specific moment in time, under a specific full moon and a specific sign, and this is the moon. And as this full moon is the final full moon of the year, again that has been 2020, a year truly for the history books, and as it even takes place on the last couple of days of 2020, including of course New Year's Eve, this makes this full moon even more special, and it becomes even more special and unique on top of that, as again this moon has the honour of being the very first full moon to take place in this new age of Aquarius, which officially began on the winter solstice. So this is an extraordinarily special full moon, more than most people will even realise. And so for those who cut their wood for wands under this particular Cancer full moon on this year, this will truly, those who make a wand under again this moon will truly acquire, again if done properly, something very special and powerful. And I will talk more about this at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that, people who want to hear about wand making. And there's something extra special I want to talk about, something new regarding wand making that I'm going to speak about at the end of this video. For those who just laugh at the fact of wands, that's fine, as they are only meant to be acquired by a specific type of person anyway, people on a specific level of consciousness. So they're not for everyone. And if you did laugh when I mentioned wands, you're clearly not there yet. But first, please take out your natal chart, okay, and check to see which house 8 degrees 53 seconds of the zodiac sign of Cancer falls into. See which house on your chart that falls into, and this will show you which particular area of life you should expect emotions and mind focus to be directed towards very intensely and potently. And also check to see if the moon activates by landing on a particular planet, etc. on your chart, which will of course bring the energies of that said planet into play, related to your heightened emotional or mind focus towards a certain area of life. And for those who don't already know the meanings of the 12 houses or the particular energies of the planets, etc., then please check out my website where you will find all that information. Now the link is in the description box below. And this full moon also will be highly beneficial, especially for those who are planning on making a New Year's resolution. It will help you actually stick to it, as this full moon takes place on the correct day to make these resolutions. This full moon will be especially beneficial for helping you to stick to resolutions if these resolutions are based on the house location, etc. of this full moon on your own natal chart. So, moving on. On screen now is a chart for the moment of this eclipse, Cancer full moon. There's been that many eclipses this year, I'm just used to saying eclipse, I think. So, apologise for this Cancer full moon. Now, as the moon represents collectively the people as a whole, and the zodiac sign of Cancer is of course the sign of family and the home, or home life. It's no surprise this will coincide with fresh lockdowns, so staying at home with your family or just at home solo. These new lockdowns just happen to coincide with major global food shortages, which are on their way, they're covering it, but they can't for much longer. Global food shortages due to the grand solar minimum and the weather events that have took place this year, totally destroying crops, along with government deliberate mismanagement, in the year 2020, which has led to further crop devastation or non-plantation, or just complete food wastage, or complete food supply chain sabotagery. And on top of this, these new lockdowns will also coincide with a winter truly for the history books, as also symbolised by this potent cold moon. This is also known as a cold moon, this full moon, to end the year 2020. Now, I have been predicting for a while now that the winter of 2020 will be a bad one for the history books. But I actually wrongly assumed this would start for the 2019-2020 winter. But that winter was not the truly bad one of 2020, so I predicted rightly the year 2020, but wrongly which winter, the 2019-2020 or the 2020-2021 winter. But again, so I predicted 2019-2020 would be the beginning of very bad winters, continuing on from there, getting worse and worse and worse. But actually, it's going to be the 2020-2021, this winter, kicking off now, where we are going to see this. As it's not even officially winter yet, and we've already seen this winter break snowfall records, not the winter, it's just about winter, 21st of December, officially winter, but nearly there, and we've already broke snowfall records in places, again, before we had even reached the official start point of winter, which of course is December 21st. So again, I assume wrong with 2019-2020 winter, as it is actually again the 2020-2021 winter. So the powers that be's lockdown timing is no coincidence. And as I have mentioned in a previous video, they need you to be in fear and in a tough lockdown, with them telling us the only way out is through vaccination, in order to encourage enough people to actually get vaccinated. I'm convinced this whole process of vaccination is, on top of other things, actually a referendum for the powers that be to continue rule into the Age of Aquarius, and they need more than 50% of people, to actually willingly, blindly trust this vaccination, actually get it, without knowing what the consequences, of course, will be. And in doing that, you are truly giving your all to the powers that be, your trust, your life, everything. Like I've mentioned before, this to me is like a Masonic blind trust ritual, an initiation blind trust ritual. It has the exact same hallmarks of that. And I could be wrong, they could just generally want to depopulate everybody. Well, not everybody, but a big percentage of people. It might be a tool for a culling. Who knows, but I don't trust it for one, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that. Because these elites know if you can't feed the people, you lose power, and the crop issues is drastic, it's severe, and so I fear their thinking is eliminate a percentage of the population and thus free up the food supply so the system can continue to look as if nothing's wrong, even though it is. So I truly, for one, do not trust them, do not trust this whole vaccine, will not be taking it, no matter how they try and force me through holidays, anything like that, not getting on a plane, I don't care, that's fine. They won't get me to sell out through materialism at the end of the day. And if they keep pushing this too far, truly, they're not going to enjoy the backlash which comes from it. Moving on, away from vaccines. Now, as this full moon is in opposition with Mercury, who sees the moon as an enemy, and as Mercury is our thoughts and governs our decision making, and the moon individually represents our minds and souls and emotions, this is showing a struggle with deciding what to do for a lot of people actually concerning getting vaccinated. People are totally torn with this. And people will also be, during this lockdown, spending time on their own, thinking, a lot of thinking will go on, okay? Thinking how they are going to survive financially, what the future holds for them, if they will work again, etc., etc. All these thought processes, and decisions to be made while in lockdown is enough to drive a lot of people mad and over the edge. Now, depression, suicide, and the general feeling of hopelessness will skyrocket, sadly, very sadly, because of this. Now, please know this will end. We will get through this, but it will be tough for most, okay? Especially for those who are not aware of the shifting of the age and these energies that come with it. Like most people listening now will know. Now, for us, it will be much, much of an easier ride, but still tough. But for those who are not aware, totally asleep to all this, these shifting energies are going to be absolutely intense for them. A real struggle. Now, as Uranus in the zodiac sign of Taurus is making a sextile aspect to the moon, this is showing a major financial struggle for a lot of people. Poverty will continue to affect those who never knew poverty before in their lives. Middle class feeling it. This is also another sign in the heavens that this is the end stages of our current financial system. Now, Uranus in Taurus has been coming into play with basically every full moon, eclipse, etc. of 2020, leading up to the 22-year cycle, which is the cycle of Saturn squaring off with Uranus. Now, this occurs 3 times through retrogradation, going back into the full square. This happens 3 times in 2021, and that should be the 3 final nails in the coffin of our current financial system. And I will make a video on that topic very soon. Now, the financial system would have long collapsed, okay, in 2020. It's actually because of the amount of money that's being pumped into everything, the stock market, etc. That's the only thing keeping the whole system going. It's all artificial, it's all a bubble. And it's all about to come crashing down very hard. Now, to the part of this video where I talk about a new kind of wand that I will be making in honour of the new age of Aquarius. And with this being the first full moon of that age, which just also happens to be the wand cut moon, I feel there's no coincidence in that. It's a true sign, in my opinion, of the need for them, the need for wands in this age. Now, I have left a link in the description box below for a video which goes into detail with how to make wands and when to cut them, etc. So please check that out. Now, this new idea of a wand came to me during what I call deep stargazing meditation, which I do just about every single night for at least an hour. And the idea that came to me during this time was a wand flute or a whistle wand, which would incorporate air and sound and music and rhythm into a wand, which I truly believe will potently enhance its power. So you would cut these in the exact same way which the wands would be cut, at the correct time and charged at the same astrological time as a wand, and made again in the exact same way as a wand, with the mouth end being real gold and a copper wire through the centre, and tipped at the other end with real silver. Now, the only difference being, this wand can express sound and music, and as it's easier to express emotion through sound and music, this in theory should increase the potency and the power of the wand. It's an experiment, but one I am highly confident about. Now, there are plenty of videos out there showing you how to make a flute or a whistle from a branch or a stick. So if you follow those instructions along with the instructions on when to cut and how to make and when to charge a wand, which again I have provided for you, I have left a link in the description box below, so please check that out. Now, the moment you want to cut a branch from a tree that would be perfect for a wand or a flute wand is at roughly 1 AM on the 31st of December this year. Then have it fully constructed and ready to charge under the next full moon in Leo at roughly 1 AM on the 28th of January 2021. Again, video link I have left in the description will explain everything regarding wand constructions and what to do, when to do it. So yeah, I just thought I'd share with you what I'm going to be experimenting on regarding a wand for this very special wand cut moon. I'll also be making the standard wand, but at the same time I will be experimenting with a wand flute. And I thought I'd share that just in case anybody else wanted to try experiment on what I'm going to be doing for themselves. Okay folks, I think that is all for this video. A huge thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell at the right hand side of the subscribe button. Until next time, take care.